Hola. So we've all gone through it. Not one being has not experienced God's washing machine. That's what I've been referring to it as, right? For years, I've said how God put us through a washing machine and it just wasn't balanced, right? Like masculine, feminine energies were all imbalanced, and God bless people. Their perception is so warped to me. Everyone else is to blame, right? They have to place titles. They have to use this like, oh, narcissism and their fault and gaslighting and this and that. And I'm like, they're so fucked. How can they not see it, right? So I have a friend I really love. She calls it the living, breathing waters, right? Your living, breathing waters of your being. And so prior to this year, my perception of the waters was really, really clear, and I've had some trauma wake up, old trauma in my being. And I don't wish to place blame on anyone, even though when I'm going through it, trust me, I fucking do. You know, when I'm experiencing my experiences and I'm in my trauma, I definitely feel like I'm being attacked, and I definitely call it out that, you know, I'm feeling it from different energies that are in my field, right? In my energetic field, as I'm sorting through the rinse cycle of the washing machine. So that's what I keep saying, is I'm in the fucking rinse cycle again, and I'm in the rinse cycle again. And, you know, I remember when I first moved to Florida, I got this message. God kind of gave me a plan. I don't really know what the plan was. All I knew is I actually said, I was like, God, I don't like the fucking plan. I was like, I don't like the fucking plan. But I'll do it because you asked me to. I really don't like the fucking plan. No, it's not even. I keep asking for clarity and peace and joy. God, I wish for joy again. I miss me. I really, really miss me. And, so, some fucked up shit, let me tell you. Having this much clarity of how it works, you know? Let's see, where do I even start? Where do I even start? So, we're all in the washing machine together, right? So it's kind of like a blending of people's karma has taken place. And so in the goal that all souls get to move through and enter into the kingdom, which already exists. Like, it already should have been. It's stupid that we're not there. Why are we not there? Right? Why is that alignment? Why has that not been in alignment is the question I ask. What the fuck? But here we are, correcting whatever imbalances were there. And so we're in God's washing machine to balance it all out. And because of that, we're taking on different people's karma. That's why you keep hearing people talk about generational curses, right? You're getting rid of generational curses. Well, that's because we're all in the washing machine together, hoping to get to the root of these generational curses. It's not a curse, it's just a fucking karmic imprint that was laid upon your families, you know, and that you're washing them clean and washing them clean. And really just comes down to forgiveness, you know, forgiving. And I struggle sometimes. I do. My struggle right now is I've been displaced 3 times this last year, and I've moved 3 times. And it's not that the move was so intense as much as right now I've landed at my mama's house. I'm blessed. I am blessed to have the opportunity to be there. However, as I keep raising her vibration, I mean, I'm raising mine as well, yet. It's overwhelming. How do you explain to people the experience, you know? It's difficult to. No one would probably, well, there are some that would believe me, but no one would probably fucking believe me anyway, so it's all right. It's all right. Here's the best way of explaining it. So, this body stores data. The body is incapable of lying. Incapable of lying. So when you look into someone's body and their waters, I love that my friend said, living, breathing waters, right? So when you look in and you see the waters of someone's being and you read what they're holding, right? You can read their emotional and psychological traumas in their physical tissue, right? What ends up happening is the person, it's a few things that happen, but let's go with this. I'm reading your energy field and I see that you're holding trauma around something. The moment I identify that trauma, I have a thought of, oh, what is that? And I hear what that trauma is. The person in front of me hears the vibration of it because I've identified what was going on in their body. They now think I'm projecting that on them, that I believe they're that person. I don't believe they're that person. They believe they're that person. I'm just reading the files. I'm just reading the data that their body is telling me, right? They're anybody they fucking want to be. I don't give a shit. However, are they showing up that way? Possibly. Because they've regurgitated the same file over and over and over again. That they themselves have chosen to believe they're that person, even though they're not that person. They will over-identify with whatever it is because of their trauma, their fear, whatever it is. Right? And we're doing it all the time. Here's where it gets complicated. What time-space continuum? What time-space continuum are these people playing in? Because there's no such thing as time. Your soul tribe, which is you, me, and my blueprint, my original blueprint, my tribe of people are healing karmic lineage, right? That we all hold together. So my blueprint, my original blueprint, there are many of us that are healing karmic imprints. And so if I heal it within me, the next generation, and not even next generation, but within my lineage, heals and heals and heals and heals and heals. So the more I heal in myself, the more the whole lineage heals. And anything that heals within the lineage that they heal, I heal as well. That's why it's so important to do the work, right? And I'm so uncompromising in it like this. Like, it's so easy to get to a point of love. It's fucking easy to get to a point of loving each other. For me, my greatest trauma, and you can see me, I fucking flip out, is the not nitpicking, but it feels like it's like the poking, the people just keep attacking. Instead of they take, and it's like, God, I give everything. I fucking give so much of me to everyone that when I just want to keep me, like, I just want to take, like, I just want to protect myself and store my energy, keep my energy for me. Like, I have every fucking right to protect myself and keep my energy for myself, heal me. You know what I'm fucking saying? Like, heal me. These people poke, and they're like, gimme. And I'm like, oh my God, please stop. Like, please stop. I give so fucking much. I just... let me fucking heal. But they all want it now. They all have an agenda. And I just want to fucking heal. I just want to heal. It's so sad. So, and I'm hearing, I must have unlocked something in my being because I'm hearing a name again, right? And the name means nothing. It's old files. It's old files. All timelines are running simultaneously. All timelines are running simultaneously. And you could be holding data from any fucking timeline of existence. That's why people will say, like, oh, I'm the reincarnated such and such, or I'm the reincarnated such and such. Yet we're all fragmented into the reincarnated such and such, okay? We're like... So, name the most, like, important of people, right? We'll go with, like amazing, musicians that people just love. Well, that person's karma, right, the karmic imprint they carried was so vast that they had to place different parts of it in different people within the soul tribe, because it was such a big karmic imprint. Not one person could handle it. So they put that in many different people's soul tribes. So a lot of people over-identify with different people, right? And that's why you see, like, they mimic them, you know what I mean? Like, well, like Elvis, Marilyn Monroe, Michael Jackson, Prince, God, there's just so many of them. So they will literally recreate that karmic imprint that's in them. That will be regurgitated over and over and over again, and they will have to heal the karmic imprint within the whole soul tribe, right? So there are people out there who have vibration of those soul tribes, and they carry the misalignment and the love. They carry all of it, but they will over identify with certain characteristics, right? So, God's washing machine. You know, that whole, like, we are one, we are one. This was how we were getting to oneness. So this last year, everyone I heard has had, like, all this trauma, right? This is how we were getting to oneness. Was God put us all in the fucking washing machine and said, we're just going to rinse out everyone's karma. And people that have met me or reconnected with me over the last few months have heard me repeatedly say, I'm in the rinse cycle again. I am being wrung out. I'm being wrung out, and I'm in the rinse cycle again. And not only is it an emotional thing, it's a physical thing for me. My whole body will twist and turn in different directions. Like my limbs can come in and out of socket and move, right? And so I have retrained myself to stabilize. I've done a lot of fucking work to restabilize my body. And in this last year, my arms have fallen out of socket, my knee has fallen out of socket, like all these things, and I'll go days at a time with not being able to move limbs and excruciating pain and just be twisted and turned and like fucking insane. And so I really love when somebody looks at me and they go, "You have an evil laugh." And I'm like, I have dealt with some sadistic fucking shit. Like, still have joy at the end of the day. How can one human being still hold this much love and joy and experience that much fucking trauma and pain and not take drugs and not, get any help from medical facilities and just pray? Just pray. Because I know God's going to get me out of it, right? Because that's the plan. God said he'd take me home. That's the plan. So, take me through all my storms. All of them. So, back to the living, breathing waters, right? I will hopefully talk about this more often with people. Let's see if I can post this shit, right? But everyone's a narcissist. Everyone's a gaslighter. Everyone. Every motherfucking one. And every single time I hear someone talk about you're this or you're that, I'm like, they're standing on a soapbox projecting because they're feeling fear and they need to feel at a place of power. So really, it's a place of powerlessness. So every last one of you, me included, the old me included, and maybe in times of trauma, I might get there in times of trauma. Usually in times of trauma these days, I have spitfires of anger of like, please stop attacking me kind of shit, and I fucking flip out. However, long story short, we're all narcissists, we're all gaslighters. What's happening is no matter what partnership you're in, your person, as they get close to you, is reading your files. They're reading your waters. And as they're reading your waters, it's triggering their files. So if they have a filing system of whatever their filing system says, their trauma, they're looking for stuff they don't fucking unconsciously don't even know they're doing it. They're looking inside of their partner and trying to see if that partner holds data on it. Well, yeah, what fucking lifetime are we talking about? Because I'm sure I hold that fucking file somewhere in my being. I have no idea. What time-space continuum are we on? Are you willing to meet me and realize that we're healing this through a generation? All fucking generations, right? We're healing it all simultaneously, right now. Right the fuck now. So, you're in your partnership, you come across a data system within the person's, that you come across a file or something in that person's data, and it creates an argument. And your person's like, no, that's not happening. Well, if you poke that file enough times, what's going to happen, this is the interesting thing, was it actually happening, or did you poke the file enough times that the universe started to pull that energy into your energetic field and create a situation so that it would bring up the healing aspect to take place within the partnership? Right? So people keep talking twin flames, the runner, the chaser. Well, it's because of the fear. Fuck that. Doesn't matter, runner, chaser. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. This is what I never fucking hear people talk about. Twin flames, twin flames. You know, well, have you watched fire? Have you fucking watched fire dance together? What happens when two flames come into contact? They push, they pull, they dance, they do all these things. They push and pull. Oh my God, it's their fault. No, you're fucking dancing. You're dancing. You're dancing flames. You're moving and dancing together. You're purifying each other's shit so that you can come into a state of oneness. Everyone is a narcissist. Everyone is a gaslighter. Everyone is a codependent. We're all fucking psychotic. And if you're not, I definitely question it. Anybody who is in that picture perfect, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Anyone who appears picture perfect, that niceness, they seem really kind. There's something else going on. I'm really raw. I'm really fucking raw. I don't know any other way to be. And I'll do my best to fit molds for people to see what's happening. But I'm not somebody who can conform very well. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Especially when there's any sort of like blame. It's not even blaming, but it's like, what did you do? Well, okay, I'll take my accountability. This is what I just experienced. However, can we, we'll say at work or something like, okay, well, I pushed these buttons. I'm unsure why this is what we're dealing with. However, let's backtrack and let's see what it is. Maybe it was just a fluke. Maybe I did something that I didn't know I did. You know what I mean? But let's look at the situation rather than it was somebody's fault, right? To the best of our ability, because it's no one's fault. It's no one's fault. Just some things happen. Sometimes your energy bounces off my energy and it creates that. And I know for me that if there's any fakeness, if there's any fucking fakeness in my reality or like manipulation, I fucking lose it. My system can't. My system just identifies it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's funny, I kind of turn it sometimes to test to see if that's really what I'm experiencing, but I don't even know I'm doing it. Like when people do that to me, it's like I almost go into a state of ignorance, and I play a role. I'll play a role without knowing I did it. And then what ends up happening is that I end up realizing that this person was, manipulating me. So it appears as if I manipulated them because I played a role. But I was wanting to find out if what I was experiencing was a form of manipulation, right? So it's the manipulator gets manipulated. It's all fucked up shit. So we're doing it all day, all the time, right? So I'm not saying that I'm perfect by any fucking stretch of the means. I'm just saying that this is what we do, right? It's built into our systems. It's a safe coding. It's a way for us to, God, it's a way for us to stay safe and not be judged. There are those that have experienced so much trauma. So much trauma. It's like I had worked through so much of my PTSD. I worked through so much of PTSD in the last 20 years of being in the holistic health field and practicing, I've helped so many people deal with like PTSD and you know, fight or flight and all this stuff. And I healed myself hardcore with that. Like, I've done so much healing. I could face extreme pain. Well, I can face extreme pain, but psychological, emotional, all that kind of shit, and heal from it. And I know I'm gonna get through this too. Like, I know I'm gonna get through this too. But it's been a whole year. It's been like almost exactly a year that everything got woken up and shifted. And you know, that part of me that's like, if we look at it from a linear aspect, that's, you know, like, but then God's a fucking asshole. I love God. I love God. However, this whole washing machine thing, right? Like, oh, well, what timeline really is it? Did you experience it on that timeline? Just because you experienced it in linear form does not mean that it actually happened that way. Talk about making a person fucking psychotic. Just saying, because I do not choose to live in that place of blame, all that bullshit, right? I want to look at that person with love, right? Unconditionally love a human being. And in my unconditional love of that human being, oh my God, I have to let go of the story, right? So it's like, okay, I love you. Now, but you did this or you did that. And it did happen that way. But was it a different timeline? Right? Did it happen on a different timeline of existence? And I just read some data and files within their being that made them show me what took place. You know what I mean? Like, expose those files in linear time. So I got to relive all the fucking experience and trauma that I didn't experience from it. You know? Because, and the same for them, right? Because, like, I'm not the person that it was projected on. And I can see where it was like, could you be that person? Yeah, we can all be that fucking person. Do I choose to be that person? No, I don't choose to be that person. Can I control my sensitivities? Yes, I can to a degree. I'm still going to feel. What level of, do I need to shut down my sensitivities? You know? So I don't feel. But then, do I have to go numb? You know what I mean? Like, I have the right to feel. But I don't actually choose to engage. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can feel without the anchoring to it, right? You know what I mean? I don't have to, like, just because I want tobacco doesn't mean I'm gonna go smoke tobacco, right? Even though I did this last year. I definitely smoked tobacco this last year. It is what it is. And just because I want one and I tell the universe, fucking have a goddamn fucking cigarette because I want a cigar right now, doesn't mean I have to. Just because I want to doesn't mean I'm going to. Just because I have the craving, the want, desire, doesn't mean I'm going to go forward and do it. I meet it with consciousness and breath and tell myself that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to have that right now. And what was I trying to serve in doing so? What you know, all addictions are addictions. They're addictions for a reason. You know what I mean? And why do we have those addictions? You know what I mean? And what did they create? Do those addictions create joy? Are they temporary joy? Long-lasting joy? Is it just a lustful something? What is it for you? You know what I mean? Does it heal you? I mean, only you can judge. Only you have the right to look through that lens and identify what that is. And no one else has to accept you, and no one else has to love you for it. No one, just you. You have to love you. That's the fucking whole point of this goddamn journey, is you have to love you at the end of the day. And do you love yourself enough to see yourself through the lens that you need to? You know, that's really what it comes down to. So, fuck. Ranting. Now, living, breathing waters. I fucking love it. You've probably heard me talk about the Christed Code. So it's really just the living, breathing waters, right? The Christed Code is in every single one of us. It is the framework to who we are. It is your light body within your bone structure, within your energetics. And being the being that I am right now, there are moments I see, I get it, and other moments I don't. I'm just trying to purify my body right now. I've taken on so much. There was stuff that was within me, and then there was stuff of others that I have taken on. And so being in this washing machine, right? So those that you're in close proximity to can literally put their karma into you. They can take your good data, they can come into your energetic field, and they can claim good data from you and replicate you and then give you their karma. Yeah, go fucking figure. So I've been clearing and healing all these different people's karmic shit. Feeling psychotic. Because I'm like, I don't use those words. Are they appearing in my being right now? Yes, they are, but those aren't the words I use. Those are phrases that this other person uses. No, they're not mine. I don't ever use those words. Why is that the first thought I'm having? That's, in 20 years, I've not had that thought. Why is it now that I'm having that thought being in this person's environment, right? Why it's like they're trying to code me into their karmic imprint, and it has nothing to do with me. And so I've been really battling, going in and claiming back my body and repairing it, and denouncing that from my being, and finding out where they've done this, and have they done it intentionally. And that's my whole thing right now. I feel like some of them kind of know that they have the ability to do that, and they're doing it intentionally. That makes me want to hurt people. Not gonna lie, that makes me violent. Whether it be just trembling, wanting to hit things. I haven't hit things in anger in years, and this last year I have. This last few months I've definitely hit some shit in anger, and not another human being, but I've definitely hit inanimate objects, and I've definitely hit myself with anger, which really sucks. I was doing that gorilla gong, which was like the most healing thing. It was like playing, like tapping yourself like a drum, like to awaken stuff. Like that was so much love and nurture, and this tapping to like heal myself, and pouring love into my being through tapping and drumming like that. It's been so great. And then I've had these absolute episodes where I am like, who the fuck's energy is this? That's not Jody. Who is this that's pouring out of me? And I know that everybody's like, well, it's you because it's coming from the inside. I'm like, yeah, but it's nothing I've ever done. It's their phrase, this other person's phrase that's in my close proximity, that they are becoming, they're elevating in their being, just being in my presence, and I'm taking on their karmic shit. It makes me really angry. It makes me really angry. I don't know what being. don't really have the bandwidth anymore to, I keep asking them to stop. Like, please God, stop. Stop. Like, I don't have the bandwidth to take on any more people's karma. I just want to heal. I am at my limits. And it is time for me to heal. I am. That's it. Whew. So I find myself in this car. I ran away from home today. I've run away from home randomly in the last year, you know, because wherever I'm at and there's some level of trauma going on, I've had to remove myself. I'm like, oh my God, I just need to find safe. I gotta find safe because these people don't realize that I can't do it. I can't take on any more of their shit. Like, they have no idea the level of violence it feels to me. And I'm sure they feel it in their own. No one should have to experience that. No one should have to experience these, you know, like, and when somebody says they need space, give it to them. That's it. I can honestly say one time this last year, now, maybe verbally I did not give the space, but physically I did. And I apologize if I wasn't aware of my verbal communications as well, you know, so cued in because I was in the middle of it, you know, like, it happens, it fucking happens. It's like people just give each other some fucking grace and space. So if I hear another fucking person, they're a narcissist, they're this, I'm like, no, you are, motherfuckers. If the second you fucking call somebody a narcissist, you're a goddamn fucking narcissist. The second you call somebody that, the second you call somebody a gaslighter or a narcissist, it's you. Just so you know. Every time I fucking hear it, and I'm like, Take some fucking accountability, people. Every fucking time. Understand what it is to be one. And realize that everyone is one. We are all the fucking same. And the second you project that somebody else is it, it's you. You know, so as I said, I'm going through this, like, I'm saying phrases that I don't say. So during those moments of saying those phrases, instead of being like, you're doing this, like, because the person's not even in the room, I'm just feeling them in my presence, I will literally identify the name of the person. I will call them fucking out inside their energy that has been placed inside of me. Like, I'm in the washing machine. Their laundry is in with my laundry right now. That's what it is. And I'm sorting the socks out. I'm sorting out through the shit. And I'm going, yo, so-and-so socks? Yeah, I'm good. I'm fucking good. Remove that energy from my field. That is nothing. We don't allow that in. We do not allow that into this field. I choose other verbiage. I choose other words. Is this perfect? No. No, and I'm not saying I'm doing it right. All I know is I'm trying to fucking hold on to whatever, and it's not even hold on, I'm trying to like me. I don't even say I'm trying. I'm doing my best to love, to simply love. Without feeling like I'm being attacked, without feeling like all these energies are coming at me. I just cannot stand this fucking bullshit that people are on right now. With narcissism and this and that. Everyone is everything. Everyone is everything. The fucking second you say that somebody else is a narcissist or you are battling, fuck that shit. That was the other thing. It's so funny. There's a few people and I really love them. I really, really love their stuff. When I watch them and they go, so I was battling this narcissist. Now you're the narcissist. You were battling your own inner demons. That's awesome. Isn't that interesting? So the universe creates scenarios of what's going on inside of us, right? I literally like, oh my God. I'm having flashes of this last year and this being I just, to this day, I adore and love him. Love him. People would tell me I'm fucking crazy for loving him. Love him. And he helped me see things so clearly. Like I had seen things before, I understood, knew. Let's just hear where he made such a fucking mess of my life. And I did my best to keep it messy. I literally did my best to keep my life just messy enough. No, it was pretty messy. Keeping it messy so that I can always relate to other people. You know what I mean? Like I was like this. I don't ever want to be perfect. I just want to be perfectly me. I just want to be my full fucking spectrum of color, all of me, and. If you keep it real, you know what I mean? If you keep it messy, then then it's easy to accept and love everybody, right? You know, it just is. Well, motherfucker. So witnessing the experience, I have so much gratitude, so much love for this person, so much fucking love. And regardless, they showed me in their behaviors and their discovery of self, let's go with that, when they were in their ego, they would tell me that they had known all of this. When they were playing roles or doing different things, right? They were in their mess. And what they were doing, it was like they were showing me characteristics of experiences, of timelines, like data, stories, movies. Like it was like witnessing, well, many people. They're one of the most amazing shapeshifters I've ever seen in my life. I've never fucking witnessed this in my life. And I've been on it, like I can shift, but nothing like what I fucking, like, oh my God, it was crazy. And to witness different characteristics and storylines and blah, blah, blah. And I just witnessed so much. The difficulty of getting close to them. And I did. But the difficulty in maintaining that closeness, it's really what I should say, in maintaining the closeness, was that I was a witness to their story. it's difficult to create a bond. Even though there was a bond, there was a bond. And that's where the trauma was, right? So the trauma was in that there was such a deep connection between us that when there were different, like, we'll say episodes, I don't know any other word of saying it, but just different moments, like different, like, movies that would play out, like different data files, like I said earlier, right? So the different filing systems would get exposed. I would poke at a file and, like, they would expose, like, this, like, data that they were holding on to from whatever fucking lifetime. They would turn into that character. All these things would happen. When that file got exposed and, like, I want to say downloaded, but it was like uploaded. So when that file was exposed or uploaded, they would go into this, it was like watching a movie. And so I just stood back and watched, because it wasn't mine to participate in. It was theirs to have the experience of. And I think that in that there was a miscommunication, that they were like, I think at some points they were like, why weren't you there for me? You ran away, blah, blah, blah. It was like, I didn't have to. I just needed to be a witness to your story. I didn't have to run in and save. I didn't have to do those things. There were times I had to save me because you were playing out a character that the character was not safe. It was not safe to be in the presence of that character at different times, at least not to my spirit. I could witness the character, I could witness the story, and I could witness the character, but the second that character became more interactive, right? Like, we'll say, like, I was wearing like 3D lenses or something like that. The second that character, like, came into more of my energetic field, I needed to remove myself, because it was like we call them projections, right? So you are putting that into my waters, into my energetic field. Now, I wish I understood this earlier on, because I've been siphoning out all this fucking shit. However, I forgive me for not being, like, there were moments in time that I was like, and I'm out. I'm fucking out, and I would run and I would move out of it, because I was like, I'm not taking on this karmic imprint of this shit, because I could see what was happening, and I would just let them play out their movie. They're allowed to. They were just playing old data. You know what I mean? And then once they tried to make that old data mine, like, here, drink my poison, once I caught on to what was happening, I had to remove myself. Did they do it intentionally? I don't fucking know. Maybe not. I don't know. Do I forgive them? Of course I do. Did they do it intentionally? Is the real question, right? See, right there in the thought I had, it's a phrase my mama would say, where she projects shame on people. I'm sorry those are coming out of me, because that's not, I don't identify. So, so now I'm healing this aspect. That's what's coming up for me. I have to heal that aspect of who the fuck does that. That energy right there is trying to cage a human being. Okay? I don't wish to cage them. And I asked my mama about this recently, of why she did that. And not only did she do it, she would touch you when she did it, so that it would, like, really anchor into your body, which was, again, like, jailing you, like bringing you into a prison cell. And it's just, you know, she likes to say it's her upbringing, it's a time period. I say fuck that shit. Because she became addicted to it. She became addicted to doing that to people, so that she had power over them. That's the part that really angers me, is that those that use that word do it because they believe they hold now power over that other person. I don't want power over that person. I want that power to be, I want that person to be free. So when I have that experience and I hear that voice, I get really, really angry about it. And I can feel it. I even see the difference in my being right now. Like the darkness, and it's coming out of my body. I'm like, oh God, it's fucking disgusting. So I'm happy we're here, because now my waters are all messy, right? So, oh, you're getting to see what I've been going through. It's a cage. I don't even know why. I don't even know why I brought that up. Like, what storyline we were talking about that all of a sudden brought it up. Oh, because did they do it intentionally? I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was. And if they did do it intentionally, why would any human being want to intentionally hurt someone else? Right? So, and that's the same. So if they were intentionally trying to hurt me, then using the word shame is trying to intentionally hurt them, which only creates a bind between the two of them. And I do not wish to do that to that person. So how do I love more in this moment? And I'm allowing myself to be in the darkness, to be in the suffrage of the pain. Do you hear it? No being deserves it. No being deserves it. The cage, the sickness, the illness that comes from it. It is the devil's cuckoo juice, let me tell you what. And we've had centuries of people being in that shit. No. What is the cure? What is the cure? Sorry. Something came up on my phone. Or pardon me. No sorries. What is the cure? What is the cure of shaming someone? What is the cure? Beyond peace. Beyond peace. Disappointment. I'm disappointed in the fact that, you know, I love that phrase, hurt people, right? So they're hurting. And often we go back and we try to hurt them back for having hurt us. And I don't want to do. Oh my God, this is the trauma I've been in. Like, I've been feeling like hurt people. And I've gotten my ass kicked so fucking much that I am a wounded fucking animal. Like, I am that wounded animal that's shaking and trembling and asking people to stop hurting me. I am like begging for help and asking people not to hurt me anymore. Like, please stop. Please stop poking at me. Please stop doing that to me. Even if it's to help me. Even if you think it's helping me right now. Oh my God, it's bringing up. Like, so I had a sibling in the hospital, and they were in a coma. And they had a tube, and every time like a nurse would come in, they needed to clean the tubing out. They never told him because he's in a coma, right? Because why the fuck would you talk to a person in a coma? Assholes. They would violently shove the tube back and forth, and he would just go into a place of trauma. because he has so much PTSD. He has so much PTSD in his body. And so I asked him, I said, please just say you're gonna move the tube. Like, just tell him, like, before you go in and violently move things around, just make an announcement. Announce to that fucking person what you're about to do. Hey, I'm gonna clean up this trauma you have energetically going on in your body, okay? Don't just try to remove my memories, which is what keeps happening, right? People are like, oh, she's having all this trauma and PTSD. We're just gonna go and delete her memories. I've had that going on. Watch me get real fucking violent. I feel like I'm how dare you? How dare you do that to somebody? Like, I'm not saying that I need, like, to hold on to the traumatic memories as much, but you're deleting all the fucking memories. Like, and you have no fucking right. You have no fucking right. And so I've been, like, it's made me violent. You know what I mean? Like, I am happy to let go of things, but don't try to change things on such a way that, one, are lies, two, just don't, like, that it didn't even happen. Like, to make that statement means that everything else was, it's just fucked up. It's fucked up. I can't explain it. So, long story short, when somebody has levels of PTSD, you attend to their needs differently. You care enough and love them enough that you communicate to them, hey, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna put something out on your wound here that might sting you. We're going to do a procedure. We're going to have you communicate in advance before you go in. That way you don't cause more ripples of trauma. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? You know, and like, I'm presently, I love my mama. Yet that woman literally for the last like 20 years of her life or more just watches like all those police shows, and she watches them all day long and all night long. They'll be on while she's sleeping. I'm walking in the room and they're talking about like hacking and chopping people up and fucking dissecting and this and gunshots and that all day. She's numb to it. She is numb to trauma. So she doesn't even think that like, oh, like I should be a little bit gentler when I come in and help people. I mean, you said you're experiencing this. Let's just clean it. And I'm like, oh my God, you're like, it's violent to me. It's so fucking violent to me. Like, I literally just went through some of the most traumatic, like some of the most beautiful, dramatic shit I've ever experienced in my life this last year. To land. Most people would be like, I'm an asshole because I'm in one of the most beautiful places you could possibly fucking imagine right now. Like, truly gift where I'm located. It's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I feel like the brattiest of brats right now for a second to tell you that I'm unappreciative, because I'm not unappreciative. I just have I've pretty much lived by myself for 20 fucking years. I've not, you know what I mean? It's only one person I've shared my existence with. And I've enjoyed their company. 20 fucking years. As crazy as that is. So, it is what it is. Long story short. so much. Why would... Here's the thing. If you're okay with someone doing that to you, that's one thing. Experiencing... Excuse me. Excuse me. Like... Treat people as you want to be treated. There's one fucking rule. God gave us one fucking rule. Treat people the way you would want to be treated. Well, I want to be spoken to directly. I'm pretty fucking blunt. Give it to me blunt. You know, you can be kind, but be direct, be blunt. Like, I'd rather know where I stand with people. Like, I just want to know. Your delivery can be all different things, but at the end of the day, I just simply want the truth. Like, that's it. Do I emotionally speak? Of course I fucking do. I'm a chick, I'm a female. I do. I know, do I exaggerate? I guess is the only way of saying it. Yeah, I'm sure I do. I'm sure I do. Do I mean it? Some part of me does. Some part of me does. Like, the depth of love I have, it's poetic. My love is poetic. However, if communicated literally or taken literally, then it's then I might seem like a liar to people, right? That's how it works. So I don't get, like, people like, oh, they lied to me. No, they were poetic in their communication. Do you know what I mean? Like, the fuck? What the fuck? God, we're just amongst so much sensitivity. People are so sensitive and are doing anything they can to stand under an umbrella of safety within their sensitivities. You know, and it's okay. It just is what it is. Yet if we could simply take a step back and realize that. So, the living, breathing waters. All I know is I'm doing everything I can to heal mine. God's fucking washing machine. So, be careful with who you hang around with. Be careful whose environment you're in, because whatever is going on in their waters, which is running through their whole entire body, right? Every cell, you've heard me say this before if you listen to any of my videos, every cell of your body carries files and data. That's it. This is the command center. The brain is the command center. The physical tissue, the body is incapable of lying, and it just holds filing systems. Now, being in the washing machine means God's wringing out your filing system, because we want to walk into the new earth energy with little to no karmic code. You want to be as clear of your karmic code as you possibly can be, okay? Is anyone going to be perfectly pure? Probably no, probably not, you know, whatever. It is what it is. However, can you love all of it? Yeah, you can do that. You can absolutely look at every single file and love everything. Like, there's nothing I can't love. It's fucking crazy. The level of understanding I have. Now, some things I need to remove myself from the environment so I can create a space and breath in order to love it, because my body is so sensitive. I am so sensitive. Poor mama. My mother is not sensitive. She's desensitized. Like, you motherfucker. She's so fucking desensitized. And I love her. I love her. She's just so desensitized. She has no idea. And I said to her the other day, like, she got this, like, it's not real chocolate, but it was so kind of her. She's like, oh, look, chocolate. And I had a piece, and I was like, thank you. And I was like, but I don't want any more. I'm good. And she's like, okay. And I was like, well, she could tell. She's like looking at me like, why? And I was like, oh, because that's all I can taste is chemicals. She's like, what do you, she said, get it. And I'm like, it's just, I said, there's actually no real chocolate in that. There's not even an ounce of real chocolate in it. Not even a little bit. It's just chemicals, you know? And I was like, that's all I can taste, you know? And I was like, and I don't want to fool my body into believing it's something real when it's not, you know? And I was like, because that's just bullshit. And then I'm going to get addicted to the chemical. And I don't want that. I don't want to be addicted to the chemical. There's enough fucking shit that I can be addicted to in this world. You know what I mean? And I'm definitely not going to, I'm good. I'm good. So, there's my rant. I've definitely ranted. And I have a lot of shit to clear. I have not felt like me in a long time. I don't even know who me is anymore. To be quite honest with you. I have no idea who me is. All I know is I choose to love. I choose to love. And forgive myself for holding on to files, data in my body that I want to say I didn't know about, but maybe I did know about it. I was just reading old filing systems that I over and over again, right? But here's the thing, like, which is the old? Which is the old? I'm rereading the old filing system over and over and over again because of an attachment to a sensation or a feeling, right? People do it all the fucking time. They get attached to an old story, a data system, you know what I mean? Like, that they do that over and over again because they can feel. It creates a feeling and a sensation in their body, and they've become addicted to that sensation. And they will reread that file or try to recreate it in another scenario so that they can now keep a hold of that sensation because they're a victim to that feeling. Right? We're all guilty of it. We're all fucking guilty of it. Stop blaming people. Just saying. Stop blaming people for your addictions to a feeling. Like, just stop. But this way no one's accountable, right? They're this, they're that, they're that. No one's accountable for their own feelings, for their own filing systems, if they can put the gaslighting word or the narcissistic word or something like that. Well, if you attracted a narcissist, you're fucking codependent. What would you rather identify with? That you're codependent, or that you have narcissistic qualities like everyone else? You may have heard me say this before, but I will tell people, God is the ultimate motherfucking narcissist. Ultimate narcissist. And some people kind of get that right away and other people don't. Here's the thing. God literally created other beings from itself so it could discover itself. So the source of all creation actually does not even know its godliness, does not even know its own self-worth without the identification of other beings around it. So it pokes at us energetically to force energy out of us so it can see its own worth. How much do you need me? How much do you require the source of all creation's energy? And it's a feeding of a system. Do you know what I mean? Like, the more energy that God gets, every time you pray, whether it be positive, negative, it doesn't fucking matter to the creator. It doesn't matter. Positive or negative energy sent to the creator does not fucking matter. God sorts through that and utilizes as God chooses to. It just goes into the system to be fed, to feed and heal other beings. So when you're going through trauma, God's being fed. Doesn't matter if you're coming up positive or negative. God don't fucking care. You're feeding the system. So with that being said, God being the ultimate narcissist, right? It's brilliant. So every time you're calling someone a narcissist, you're identifying the godliness within them, because we're all made in the image of God, right? Identifying that you yourself hold narcissism is saying that you yourself identify that part of you of God. I think that's actually far more potent than just turning and being like, well, I'm a god. Which is like the most ultimate narcissistic fucking thing to say. I love people. People are so fucking warped. They're so fucking warped. And they're like, thinking they're so fucking amazing. And they are. They're awesome and amazing. But then they'll go into like, oh my God, that one fucking song that I keep hearing. And it's so ego. It's so ego. You know, and I can have a moment of engaging with it, but I just, I really, it's just, I can't really, I can't embody the energy. You know what I mean? It's song like, bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I hear that song and it literally, and I'm like, God. Yeah. No judgment. It's interesting. I guess it's whatever gets you through the day, you know? If you need that energy to feed your spirit, to feed the system enough to feel important, to take, you know, that, believe it or not, when a person, that song, that energy is, it goes into the incubus, succubus energies. It literally is like you're feeding off of other people and directing it where you choose, which is what's happening all the time. People are doing it all the time. But it's yeah. What that does is the second you embody that energy, anybody who does not feel the resonance of that, they go into a codependent. So then it's a narcissistic statement, and the person instantly goes into a codependent state, or has the potentiality of going into a codependent state. And once they do that, the narcissist feeds off of it. Right? So when you hear that kind of song, if you go into that lower state where it's like, oh my God, are they saying that to me? Or I don't feel worthy of saying that song. I don't fucking care. You want to play that place of power because you feel that inadequate? Okay. And trust me, there have been other times I've heard that song and I'm like, oh my God, like, am I that piece of a shit? Because I'm feeling like a piece of shit that day. You know what I mean? The reality is, when you embody that energy, what you're doing is stealing energy from the room to feed you, to keep you at a state and level of what you deem as greatness, based off of an illusion. Right? It just is. Yeah. Holy fucking rant. I could keep going. I could just rant and probably become more foolish in the rant. So, just simply trying to find my way through. I ran away from home and I left my cats. It's only been a few hours, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. The second I started packing my bags, one of my babies knew, and she just wouldn't leave me alone. It's not as common for her, you know? And I'm a mess right now, thinking, I just want to go and get my babies. And I'll live with them in the car. I'll do that in my in-between state as I'm figuring things out. But what's the safest for them? safest for them is to have a place, you know, that they can be rather than in a car. But I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Just figuring it out day by day and breath by breath. Oh, excuse me. Speaking of breath. I cry every day. Every fucking day. And I've cried every day for, you know, about 40 years. Yeah. Sometimes I cry from joy. Sometimes I cry from pain. And sometimes I just cry because I'm feeling everyone else's pain. In the last few months, all I've done is weep. Weep and weep and weep. And I mean, like, weep for fucking days. And there was a couple of days where I was completely numb. And that was frightening. That's any human being that tells me they haven't cried or they just don't feel like that, that's scary to me. You should be afraid of those people. Just kidding. Maybe not kidding. Maybe not kidding. Any human being that doesn't experience that frightens me a little bit, because it's just, I'm just saying. Not feeling is kind of frightening. Yeah. So funny. I'm looking at my face and I'm like, God, it's changed so much to me. Everything has changed so much. I just want to like myself again. That's it. I would just like to be able to like myself again. I'm tired of being piecemealed. No one deserves to experience what I've experienced. No one. Okay, that's enough. If you've made it this far. I love you. Mwah! Mwah! Peace out, y'all.